we're going to talk about the 3 things that changed my life forever. I really learned that failure is imminent, regardless. No matter what you chase, in some way, somehow, you are going to hit some type of wall or some type of obstacles that is going to test your faith in yourself, your ability to withstand the problems, people not believing in you, the days where you don't have money or you don't have that drive in yourself to even really believe in yourself, but you're still pursuing it. I think all of those things are like empowering for the mind of the person chasing after what they're chasing after. If you really believe in something and you know that you want it, there's ulterior sources that you have no control over, that you are still looking to withstand. I feel like that is the resilience that it takes to really have the things that we want in life. And at the end of the day, I think humility is important. I think that there was a lot of times that I was a little in over my head in terms of my confidence and the way that I was going about stuff, and certain things happened to me, not by me, not for me, that gave me a perspective that I needed. It gave me a humbling experience that I needed. When I was younger, I was always running from that humility. I was scared of not being the man that I wanted to be, or for people seeing me for the failures that I did. In the construction of the man that I was becoming, those were very important things that I needed. The people laughing at me and the people telling me I couldn't do it, they all supplied me with the ammo that I needed to really achieve the things that I needed to achieve, giving me an idea of the new pathway that I needed to take, or amplifying my belief in myself. I think I take failure in a lot of different of a way than a lot of people do, because I know that failure happens in most cases more than success. And I also understand that failure is actually the progress. It is the cream of the Oreo. And a lot of us, we're only talking about either where you start and where you got, but nobody understands the Grand Canyon between those two realities, those two extremes. The process of everything is where the magic happens. I think that's where the belief, the hard work, the hustle, the resilience, the discipline, all this stuff, it really compounds in those moments. For anybody chasing after anything, expect to fail. When you fail, even though you're gonna hurt and it's gonna not feel good, smile, because you know that you failed with a reason. You know that you failed forward, you're not failing back. I think life really changed for me too when my perception on money and success changed. Because at one point when I was younger, I was chasing after that desire to be a millionaire. I'm always keeping myself in a heightened state of emotion, trying to put myself in overdrive to achieve these unrealistic things for a kid at 18, 19, 20, these things that a lot of people aren't achieving, just because, you see things on TV doesn't mean that everybody's destiny is the same. And though I knew I would always be successful, I think it's important to understand that not everybody's success comes in the same shape. I learned to find being content with whatever my version of success was, because to me, I've been broke, I've had money, I didn't come from a very wealthy family, and all that taught me is that I've seen what it's like to be down. I've also been around people, I've had my own share of successes and amplifying my pockets and stuff like this, and getting these different perspectives has only given me a broader perspective on really what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and the importance of the stuff that I'm doing it for. Money is only as important as the things that you need to take care of. It's not more important after that. At the end of the day, we have bills. You're supposed to pay your bills, but you're not supposed to get up every day after your bills are paid and be like, hey, I want to make more money to try to achieve this level of happiness that you're never going to achieve because you're never doing anything different. Chasing money and is the new freedom. But the reality is, money is the access to the door of freedom. And if you can detach yourself from that claw that money has on you and use it as like a breath of fresh air to relieve yourself of the stresses of your life so that you can go enjoy these simple things in life that actually make us happy. You know, when you go in and walk into a forest or you go into a beach, that natural feeling that you get of peace and relaxation, there is a reason for that, because the world is speaking to you. Money is a tool. Money is not something that's supposed to drive you crazy. Money should not divide kingdoms. Money shouldn't kill, but money does kill. Once I detached myself from this money frenzy and started realizing that at the end of the day, I'm doing everything that I can within my limits, and I'm also taking the time to smell the flowers. Life isn't as fast-paced as we make it feel. Life can be slow-paced. Life can be peaceful, even in the modern day society that we live. It's just all about how you look at it and what you're pursuing. Why are you pursuing money and success? What is the reason behind it? Where are you really trying to be? Once you can finally really get that perspective and hone in on that idea of your paradise, then you can take the correct steps to actually get to that paradise. My paradise is a house in the trees on some land. I want to own a lot of cars, a dirt bike, a boat, all these things that I can use multiple times, because guess what? When I pay all my bills and I don't have no money to do the things that make us happy, well, guess what? I got a full tank of gas in every one of my cars. My boat is ready to go. I can get the family out on the water and we can go enjoy stuff. We can go sit out on the lake. We can go play in the backyard. When you pay for stuff, it's meant to be enjoyed. You don't just pay for stuff to pay for stuff. I started seeing people for who they show me they are and not who I try to create them to be. You know, J. Cole said this thing in his song, give somebody the rope and they're gonna hang themselves. Just watch and see. I think that it's important to let people show you who they are. So, and you also are patient enough to watch them show you who they are, while also keeping your distance enough not to allow them to harm you. Keep your enemies close. There's no reason to stop somebody from doing what they plan to do. I started getting really comfortable with being alone. You know, I love being alone. I won't say love, but I'm content with being alone, because I'd rather be alone than be surrounded by people that speak about the people that they love, that go behind their back, that I can't trust around my children, around the mother of my children, or my wife. In life, I don't feel good about fraudulent stuff. And it doesn't make me feel good in my soul to feel like somebody would do me wrong. So I'd rather not have anybody around me until I can find solid individuals, rather than having all of these individuals around me just because I want to feel that feeling of society. When the reality is, nobody in this room would love me. Nobody in this room is gonna pick me up when I'm down. There's not a lot of people that have genuine love in their heart anymore. You know, and the reality is, I do. A lot of people will say evil kills good. I say good revives evil. If you're good, you'll be good. And if you see good, you'll be better. Building a strong connection, whether that's a friendship, a relationship, a business partnership, does not happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a week, and majority of the time it won't happen in a year. But you can be an accomplice with somebody and be respectful and cordial and have a relationship and whatever, without giving up all your ducks in your basket. I say life is chess, not checkers. This is not malicious, it's strategic. If you give everybody the key to all of your doors, you never have anywhere to keep yourself safe. I'd rather see them for who they are than for them to be who I thought they were. So that's the last one. Also, I'm gonna give you guys a bonus. The importance of silence. I call this the ninja method. A lot of us want stuff in life. We want to live a good life. We want to do this and that. We want to have this and that. The reality is, you will not have this and that until you actually take the precautions and do the stuff that it takes to make that happen. And a lot of the time, it's hard to make that happen when you have your mother, your father, your friends telling you, hey, you should probably do this, you should probably take this, oh, you got bills, bro, you know you got to do this, why would you do this? All of these unnecessary stresses that program into your subconscious that really guide you further away from where you want to be. There's more people that talk a lot than there are people that actually actively listen. And I don't think anybody really understands like how powerful a man has to be to stay silent, even in moments where it triggers your emotion and makes you want to speak. I don't think people understand how vital of a skill it can be to listen, to analyze, playing into what I just said, allowing people to show you who they are. You are just intuitive enough to pay attention. Silence is the greatest skill that we have. If you can learn to be truly silent, like a ninja, and you can move around all of these sharks and these gorillas, and you can stand in a room full of killers and gangsters and businessmen and all this type of stuff and hold your chin tall without trying to prove that you are the alpha in the room, knowing that you probably are, you're a very strong man. The best thing that you could do when you have something good is protect it by being silent. There's a lot more people that hate their life than there are people that love their life enough to enjoy seeing other people happy. So when you have something good, enjoy it yourself. You want a community, create your own community and get the fuck out the way. Do not try to sit here and get this beautiful village that you just created, this beautiful garden that you spent years building, and then try to allow this poison to come into your village and take the good that you created, that you preserved. There's not enough good in the world, and there's not enough people that really care to give good to you. Silence is key. The Ninja Method. Thank you guys for watching.